Okay. Thanks, Ed. Don't mention it, Johnny. Here's Johnny. Hey, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? My social media family. Being of any subscribers as well as any visitors to that being of my own immediate personal social media channel and or likewise chat room or comment section. There's somebody go again, popped in just that quick to peep in on me, and there's just a quick one popped into my social media chat that popped on my page and into my whatever. Well, you know what I'm saying. In or into however say it. You know what I mean to say. Just a quick one popped in, one popped out. Yeah, whatever. Get out of here, don't come back. Somebody does that. I always have to, become a viewer for a couple few seconds, then pop out within the same couple few seconds. Not that that's what I want to talk about. Which I knew who it was. How many, for that matter, how many do that so I could block them from my own social media channel and a chat room. I think that's what I want to talk about. Hope you know maybe from down here I'll get something to you. Yeah. Smacking what's left of it. Hopefully somebody add stupid ingredients to it. This is all I mean. Read between the line, fill in the blank as you got. Even so, certain landlords, not to mention certain neighbors otherwise, that add a special ingredient to any leftovers in a person's fridge. You know, so a chance, so much of this, well, it's just soda pop. I don't know. Anyway, though, that's not what I want to talk about either. I guess so. Man's home is his castle. Can't be safe in your own home. Where can you be safe? Yeah, not to contradict myself. And although I live in a worse neighborhood now, as a tenant, thanks to a neighbor from damn hell for the last one I was in for a better neighborhood. That flipped the script upon me, but then I have told you that sad sack story, y'all, about at least 100, 1,000, a million, if not a billion, a trillion, a zillion times. And so much for that conversation. And moving right along. Because this is a totally different, how should I put it? Or how you say, subject matter, or type of discussion of given argument to be debated with the many different views and opinions to be associated with and representing thereof, and I'll let you all be the judge of what I am trying to say. After brand new, no, I'm not. I wish I could become one though soon enough. I'm thinking about it though. Thank you for asking. A user had asked me, am I a security guard, because of the shirt that I'm wearing. See, security officer with the American flag. Anyway, thank you for that. Getting on to the subject matter at hand. I'm going to try to speed dial it because I want to get me some Z's regardless of whatever my physical health may be like at the moment. Hopefully I feel much better than what I felt like last. Well, it does seem like I do, But then, as you all know, I think I had informed your person during one of my last few videos how I'm supposed to serve as the judge of elections, like, right? And get paid for it, But then they set you up or schedule a date per appointment for a training class. You have to test them so you can make sure you're doing the right thing to serve, you know, as an American citizen, And judges of election, it would fare well for any of us to vote before the date in question that, any individual person that's an American citizen can cast a ballot for whatever political candidate. So I'm like, before I were to get there, I stopped off somewhere else to try to get me a bite to eat. And being a which is the subject matter of this present social media video. So I stopped into this one place of business, a fast food place, for a mall where the other, operation is to take place. I'm eating a donut. So I stopped in this fast food place right before I were to venture upon the premises property of a facility where I am to be trained or retrained, or where judges of elections are to become familiar with the system of how to serve as a judge of election. And before I was to, because I was trying to make for time, being a which I had done because I was running late, but I did make time. So I stopped into the one place of business before I went to another place of business to give me a bite to eat after I had become subjected to experiencing a case or situation of racial profiling. Now, I, for one, I don't like to consider myself as being an ethnic minority. I mean, don't get me wrong. Let's not go there if anybody, could jump to conclusion assuming something else. I mean, let me just put it like this here. Hold that thought. I'm trying to get to a point because I'm really trying to focus my attention on trying to discuss matters in regard to the present social media content, but then nevertheless I'm open to what you call Q&A sessions all while doing so, speaking upon some such other matters. But as I was saying, as a backtrack here, with reason purpose being, once I can go on to following to continue from where and when that my person had last left off, so I can finish up as a complete form of previous prior line talking in the same word. And I know you all like what you're hearing in the background so far as classical music is concerned, and speaking upon those matters, and the religious F and BS. I can only stand to hear so much, false brethren, false prophet, and antichrist, preacher men talk so much F and BS, because that's what most preacher men are. Or whatever religious denomination speaking on those matters. False brethren, false prophet, and antichrist, especially when there are likes of horny-headed Claude Paul, spearhead tell, prosperity preacher, televangelist, talking just so much. So I'm listening to classical music, in the background. But getting back to some such other, being an original topic of discussion. So I stopped off in this place of business, right, for fast food that's part of the premises, properties of this mall in the downtown area, where I went to get the training to be better prepared to serve as a judge of election. And this racist, and this was not a white guy. This was one of some such of a male and his partner being of a different race of the non-whites, And like I said, I don't like to consider myself black. Neither white, though I'm part white at that, believe it or not, Well, some blacks are more white than other blacks, through the ancestral bloodlines. So I stopped in there, and this guy, a fella, him and his partner get to acting all funky or foul with me, assuming I'm some kind of character or something, And I'm like, I ain't coming here to shoplift. Why you staring at me like that? And why you mouthing off some such words that you could have kept to yourself? I didn't come here to hear all that, man. He tell me, open up your jacket. I could have told him, man, you want to know what I think about your suggestion? Man, you could suck my, what, man. Call who you want to call. Call a security guard, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, though, so I just went ahead, opened up my jacket. He felt low. I said, I tell you what, I don't want nothing out of here. Screw y'all, I didn't go like that, my mind. I for a minute though, I kind of felt like I was on the verge of flipping the bird, giving them finger, I had to remember I'm supposed to be believing God, like, right? Some flew out my mouth. Some of this here. I'm supposed to be believing God, a Christian. So, if I'm trying to get right with God once again, after having been a prodigal son, being the lesser two evils, playing a part of the devil's advocate, whereas the worst of two evils, it's any of those closet devil worshippers who make up most churchgoers of whatever religious denominations, especially when it comes to prosperity preacher television. So I had to give that some a such second to serious thought. Because I was feeling kind of pissed that I was feeling hungry as a boogaboo. And this other guy, he's trying me because he got a nice spot of a place of business for premises properties in this mall. And I didn't come there for all that. He assumed that I'm some character coming in there to open up your jacket. And he ain't got nothing out there to steal, He's got some condiments on the side here and there, left and right of me. I'm like, what, man? Are you serious? So I felt pissed behind that. But I said, no, I can't get into it with him one way or another so far word-wise. I don't mean so far physically, because he would have loved that. Because then, he would attempt to validate or verify, confirm his supposed so-called suspicions of me being a shoplifter or whatever else for that matter. They would have called security, and then from there, the boys in blue would have been called worse yet. And I'm not trying to wind up or end up like George Floyd, okay? Read between the lines, fill in the blanks. So I said, I tell you what, man, you got attitude, he got attitude, your partner. I could talk to your supervisor about this sometime later, but at the moment, I got business to take care of. And I had to rush to this fast food place otherwise for like, what was it, a BK or Mickey D's? Well, one or the other. I had to get me a bite to eat from there after being involved with all that nonsense at that place of business before then. And there was this one black brother. He come creeping up behind me as I'm going into this other fast food place. I stepped aside and let him go in. I said, what the? Is there something in the air, in the water, or what? I mean, what really is going on? What's happening, Do I have some kind of post on my back saying, target practice, or come on, stalkers and vampires, and prosperity preachers, for that matter, attempting to kill my eardrum, attempting to kick a man when he's down. Well, I'm gonna sound like Elmer Fudd or Slash Stallone. Now, you know what I mean. I'm trying to get my words together. Hope I'm not sounding right. Likewise, like, one of our former or late president of the USA, former late, whatever I said, with some or such other. One, actor Slash Stallone with being with the speech impediment, speech effect. The other, celebrity being with the memory lapse. Hold that thought. No, I didn't. I was more like somebody else other than Big Pimpin', and making a comment to address another comment. I was more like Archie Bunker. I never had much success with women. I think I mentioned that in one of my last social media content of a broadcast of video. I was more like my woman was more like the bottle, or worse yet, the pipe, or even throw choking the chicken. I never had much success with women coming up. If anything, I had more success with escort service women than actual girlfriends. Though I'm supposed to have what few girlfriends, couple few, what we call pizza woman. No, not women who deliver pizzas, but woman being of whom your average male or man could either do with or do without. No skin off my teeth. You want to leave? Go ahead and leave. I'm getting tired of you anyway. Hey, so getting back to some of such other. So I'm like, bro, are you for real? Let me get you something to eat elsewhere. So this other brother, he coming in right behind me. I'm hungry as a bugaboo. I'm feeling like I'm about to fall out. I'm like, I didn't eat much today, and snacks ain't gonna get it. I gotta get me a real meal in my system before I do this here gig in preparation to serve as a judge of election. And then I finally got me something to eat, And I'm putting some of this on the slide, sneaking in my mouth before somebody said, "Hey, you can't eat in here." I said, "Oh man!" I said, "Well, at least I ate a little something of it, before I would have finished off after the class." Being in which I did. And anyway, though, so now I'm gonna get paid for the training because you're supposed to get paid for the training, as well as you're supposed to get paid for serving as a judge of election. And the time to be spent, hold it out. Serving as a judge of election is somebody more than twice that, in 3 times or 4 times the amount of time you would spend. Excuse, pardon, forgive me for butchering the English language of the American dialect. It's 4 times the time you would spend in training during a training session to prepare to become a judge of elections. You know, yes, to serve as a judge. Sometimes I listen to a religious broadcast much sooner than a sabbatical Sunday. Very seldom though. And sometimes just to get back at my neighbor from damn hell. Speaking upon some other matter, trying to find out more religious. Because I don't listen to any and every kind of classical music either. I mean, that was pretty good classical music. I'm gonna hear some of this here religion back here. One last, as long as they ain't going into. Oh, the bombs are about to fall between America and Russia. Get ready. I have to change the channel again. Oh, wait. Anyway, though. So, finally, I got through with all that. What do you think of the LGBT community? Not much. I ain't trying to get YouTube though to reprimand me again. That's how I got in trouble with them last time, when I was speaking about certain Catholic priests. Not that I'm saying that all Catholic priests are in the boys, but I got to speak in hieroglyphics. But you know how a lot of them be like, and so much for that conversation. And I don't want to cross that line. Have YouTube, reprimand me again if I would have gone to the specifics about the jab. I'm not saying that I'm for it. I'm not saying that I'm against it either. I'm in the neutral zone till I get more information about it. Then I'm in the neutral zone. Let's leave it at that. Let me get back to the classical news station. So I'm feeling pissed, like I don't know what. Some what was it? Iranian, Iraqi. It was a Pakistani looking guy that fell with his partner, the same race. And I really wanted to give me a bite from there before they started acting funny or funky. So I said, forget it. I ain't got to eat here. I said, I can buy something elsewhere. Yeah, so it's like this one fat. Are you Team Ukraine or Team Russia? Although I'm supposed to be an unofficial Polish Russian citizen, and not to mention an official American citizen, but I want to remain neutral. Although I consider President Vladimir Putin of Russia to be a much better president than his baby killer, modern day King Herod, abortionist supporter, president-elect of the USA we have in the White House now, who is pro-choice compared to our former or ex-president, being of our beloved Führer for all races of peoples. And mind you, the word Führer does not necessarily have to be associated with a despot or dictator. The word Führer only means leader in German, to be translated, to be defined as meaning. So I'm more in favor of, and not that I'm wagging the dog and changing the subject. I'm more in favor of the fool for all races of people person being former ex-president Donald J. Trump, who is pro-life, compared to that modern-day King Herod, baby killer, abortionist supporter president-elect in the White House, being of whom I think was, when it comes to he himself being compared to the president of Russia, President Vladimir Putin, I would think is a much better president than him likewise. So I say as an unofficial Polish-Russian citizen, although I'm more of an official American citizen. So much for that conversation. I don't. Valkyries, isn't that somewhere in South America, somewhere around Argentina? I don't know. I have to look into that. You know. Anyway, though, as you all know, I usually open up with a basic intro, then as an introduction, and then from there, I would go about composing, that being the footnotes to go along with some stuff, and then I would speak upon the content matter, and then I would give the conclusion of some stuff for any given social media broadcast or video, being of which I may be coming up and closing shortly after. It's about something like, it's like about 2 hours past my bedtime now. So this guy had me pissed, He had me pissed, and I felt like, I could have gone ahead and got me one. Behind he making me feel like, cause I'm already pissed off that I have to go through somebody. Well, it is a few hours training session in preparation to become a judge of election. Like I said, it's like 4 times that amount of time you have to serve as a judge of election. Well, actually, you literally actually have to serve, let me see, something like from half a day to practically 2/3 of a day as the judge of elections, right? I mean, see, the polls open like at 5 in the morning, 5 a.m., and then close at 7 p.m. at night, right? But then there's an additional few hours, well, at least a couple hours, if not a few, that has to be spent putting all the stuff away after the polls close. So, you do the math, y'all. From 5 to 7, 5 in the morning and 7 in the evening, that's 12 hours right there, Okay, and then another 2 or 3 hours, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let's just round it off for even number 14. 14 hours, And here this scumbag, low-life racist, be he a foreign immigrant or a naturalized American citizen, with his co-worker, subordinate, acting funky with me, before I were to go through the training session to prepare for a judge election. In answer to your question, I don't watch much porn as much as before. So, if you please, I don't wish to discuss that at the moment, especially since I'm trying to get right with God and I'm about to close shop. Because I usually broadcast for about half an hour, that's it. Sometimes, every now and then, I broadcast shorter than a half an hour or longer than a half an hour. But getting back to what I was about to say and do so now, the conclusions from that, I feel like I could get me one. From a bottle to worse yet, get to smoking a pipe, my drug of choice being reefer. But I said, it ain't that serious. If I go in there intoxicated or worse yet, high, then that may destroy my chances to become a judge of elections, because you can't, carry contraband into a place of business, open a broken seal of a alcohol bottle with its contents into a place of business, and how much less a drug of choice. I said, let me get this out the way, nip it in the bud, and get on back home, and maybe do this here social media broadcast or video that I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't sleep as soon as I like because of the neighbor from damn hell. Possibly. That's not the half of it. Because I got worse than neighbor from damn hell. Though I have a sleeping problem anyway. I sometimes take meds for. From home remedy. I said from home remedies. When I mentioned now, I am sounding like I'm slashed along the, hopefully not equally with Ronald Reagan. One with the speech impediment, or speech defect, the other with the memory lapse. Yeah. Sometimes I take from home remedies to over-the-counter drugs to prescription meds for a host of different, a couple few, hopefully only, more or less give or take, about a couple few physical health issues. When it comes to mental health issues, I prefer a psychologist over a psychiatrist because there's a difference. A psychologist can only, engage in therapeutic talk sessions with one's patients, be they outpatients, even so, not to mention inpatient, whereas a psychiatrist can do both, engage in therapeutic talk sessions and prescribe medicines for one's patients, and so much for that conversation. But anyway, though, I'm about to wrap up, you all, and I get back with you all later, and as I will usually, that is sign off with this here, be I paraphrase and not quote exactly by saying, if you haven't gotten Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior, I would hope that you would think to do so. Blood is still running warm in your veins by recognizing and realizing what he himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of Golgotha, something at the hands of some such Roman soldiers upon the orders of their superiors, religious, political, military, and otherwise, especially when it comes to those religious Pharisees and Sadducees back then in ancient times, who the modern day religious Pharisees and Sadducees follow in the footsteps of as in prosperity preacher televangelists of demons in the flesh with their different versions of the Jonestown Kool-Aid mixed punch. But then nevertheless, Christ went there to cross the Calvary. I'm broadcasting with myself on my home internet. It went out for some reason. Now I'm going to have to maybe take it to the cell phone business, place of business I do that transact business with to try to find out what's going on with that. But anyway, though, getting back to some of the stuff. Whereas Christ went to the cross of Calvary to become the perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you as well as me. Don't steal my trademark gesture. I'm going to have to copyright it sometime. To fulfill biblical prophecy, become the perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice. I don't care what Oprah Winfrey said or anybody else. All roads do not lead to heaven. All roads may lead to the devils and demons church for the whore that rides the beast on the 7 hills, so far the papacy, Vatican City, Rome, Italy, all roads for whatever country or nation may lead there, but not to heaven, Whereas Christ gave his life upon the cross of Calvary as he was crucified between 2 thieves, so that if anybody, regardless of race, walk of life, faction of society, or lifestyle preferences, age, gender, etc., who could possibly profess some of such faith in them, from there we come to be blessed in one God another, in more ways than one. First and foremost, with this salvation, which is the only means by which anybody can or could possibly become or be a citizen in the kingdom of heaven. And second of all, with his deliverance. But first, you have got to get his salvation, otherwise you got nothing coming. And if you make that transition for the great beyond of the hereafter, afterlife, and you don't have that fire insurance against the lake of fire down hell for the bottom of the pit of the abyss, then your final destination would be that lake of fire, to be tortured and terrorized by the devil and the demons with other lost, damn human souls for all eternity, compared to how we as believing God will be across that great divide that separates heaven from hell, and come to like-minded believers as citizens of the kingdom of heaven and present God and the angels. Otherwise, it goes for anybody, regardless of race, walk of life, gender, age, representing that not only the human species but global community within this post 911 era of our new millennium apocalyptic day and age, But the doomsday clock is now at a couple few minutes of midnight compared on how far in previous practice it was a quarter minute for these rather biblically prophetic times. So I hope that you all have gotten at least something out of what I said. Yeah, I play video games sometimes. Minecraft I haven't yet to look into. I hope, and I'm still in the comic books. I got quite a bit of a collection of comic books. I hope that you all have gotten something out of what I was saying. I hope that entertain you all, and especially educate and enlighten your person. And if you haven't gotten Christ's salvation, I hope you get it soon enough. Until then, we out. Peace.